Alright, this is Major Croy, and today we're going to talk about canes, crutches, and walkers. During these, I want you to make sure you're taking notes, and also refer to the basic ambulation notes which I've provided for you on Blackboard. I'm also going to be showing you this little graph here, again, graph in mobility versus independence here, and how our assistive devices can be used in reference to that graph. Alright, so the first one we're going to talk about is canes. Canes are, they're most ones you'll see are wooden, that are going to be in your clinic, and you're going to cut them to fit your individual patient by having the patient stand up and with their arms at their side. You're going to measure down to the radial styloid process with their arm hanging down by their side, and that's the height of a cane with a single rubber tip on the bottom of it. We also have quad canes. Quad canes have 4 feet on them. These are more stable. And generally used for patients that need a little bit more assistance in stability than a single tip wood cane would go. So quad canes, more stability, but similar amount of support. There's also aluminum single tip and aluminum quad canes. These are adjustable, and one of the safety things that you need to know when it comes to adjustable type crutch canes like this is the little buttons that you adjust the shaft. Within the shaft there, you know, sometimes those get hung up, so you got to make sure that those things lock in tight. Again, refer to your basic ambulation slides for more on canes. There's also, whenever you're issuing somebody a cane, if I have a left lower extremity problem, the cane is going to go in my right hand. Most patients get that mixed up. Most providers get that mixed up. It would make sense to say if I got a left-sided problem, I put the cane in my left hand, but no, we'll go into why that's a bad idea. And you can see up here when it comes to a patient's mobility versus their independence, canes are really up here. It takes a pretty high-functioning patient to be able to use a cane. They're pretty, obviously their balance is pretty good, they have a single problem, and they just need a little bit of support, a little bit of mobility help, and a cane will do that for them. Now crutches, these are also going to be wood or aluminum, and we call them axillary crutches because they go in the axilla or the armpits. There's peds or adolescent sizes, and then there's also adult sizes, and these are going to be most of the ones you'll have in any of your PT clinics. And you're going to need to know how to adjust these. They've got 2 pins in the lower part of it. You adjust them to the patient's height, and we'll show you exactly how to do that. Adjust the height. They're adjustable through a range of heights, and so, you know, real hot, tall individuals have a hard time getting into adult, crutches, as well as real short ones, and so for the average height person, these work okay. For short adults, you might have to go to peds or adolescent crutches. There's also loft strand crutches or forearm crutches. These are they're more expensive. They're easier for some folks to use, but they'll give patients greater mobility. They reduce chafing in the armpits and things. And these are usually for folks that need crutches for long-term use. You'll see them using loft strand crutches. Another adaptation is a platform crutch or a forearm type crutch. Something where someone could rest their forearm, like I'd referred to previously. Someone has a broken hand, but they need to use a crutch under their right arm. A platform so they bear weight through their elbow instead of with their hand is an adaptation that you can do. Alright, and so you can see up here, canes are higher up on the curve, but as your mobility decreases and your level of independence goes down, you might need a set of crutches then. Alright? Alright, now walkers. The 2 main types that you're going to see are standard walkers and rolling walkers. Standard walkers are aluminum devices that have 2 handholds right up on the top, and they're adjustable. They can collapse, or they can fold them up and put them behind the seat of a car or something, and they have 4 legs on them, so that really gives you a good base of support for a patient, and they're adjustable for height. Rolling walkers will have 2 front wheels, and they're really helpful for patients that have balance issues, and they're able to roll these things around, and they can get around fairly easily, and so they have generally a greater range on a rolling walker than the standard walker. Standard walker, it's kind of, you got to pick it up, walk, pick it up, walk, pick it up, walk, and so the rolling walker, you can just push it along and it generally goes fairly well. Reciprocal walkers, you're not going to see too many of these in some areas, maybe skilled nursing facilities, long-term care facilities. You will see reciprocal walkers. They have kind of joints on them, and so the patient can advance the right side and it kind of shifts, and then the left side, and so it kind of scissors along as you go. I haven't seen too many of those, but they're out there. A lot of different types, of these walkers. You're also going to see hemi walkers. These are very commonly used in folks that have upper extremity paralysis due to a CVA or some other type of injury, neurological injury, where they have no use of one of their extremities, and so that other extremity may either hang free or it may be in a sling, and they have only the use of their other extremity, and so they'll really lean hard on that that hemi walker. And so think of a hemi walker as a cane with a really wide base of support, and it's about 1 foot square, and it's got 4 legs on it, there. And so you will see those, and so you can see, up here we have canes, and then as we go down the curve, crutches, and then rolling walkers, and then standard walkers down here. And so you can see that by device, as their level of mobility and level of independence goes down, the device changes. And so this is a way you can help select your device, by how you judge their mobility and how you judge their independence. Okay? All right, and that's it.